You know, it's a sad day. We have another, celebrity, someone that was very successful that took their own life. And it just kind of goes right back to us understanding what's really important in life. Here's a statement that his wife had left about him. He valued family, friends, and community above all else, and leading with love and light was everything to him. What was missing here? What was missing in his life that would have kept him going? This was God. This was hope. Hope is what would have kept him going. There's no hope in this world without God, especially if you're really loving of people, and especially if you're a deep thinker. If you're a deep thinker and you really love people, there's nothing but hopelessness. Because if you're a deep thinker and you really love people, then you will see that there's a lot of people that are being killed and people are getting away with it. You will see that a lot of people will do evil things and kidnap kids and never get caught. So if you don't believe there's a God, then that means that evil ultimately wins. So this is what any person that's really thinking these things all the way out and doesn't believe in God should do. They probably should kill themselves, because there's no hope and there's no reason to live in such a wicked world if there is no judgment after this. But what would have helped him? What would have brought him through? It would have been the number one commandment that God gives us. The number one commandment right here in Matthew 22, verses 34 through 37. And when the Pharisees heard that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, they themselves gathered together. One of them, an expert in the law, tested him with a question. Teacher, what commandment is the greatest in the law? Jesus declared, love your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and all your mind. You know, why does God give us this commandment? Is it because he's just, so prideful and has such a big ego that he just wants to be praised by people? That's not it. When God gives us commands, it is for our own good. It's because he loves us. Here in Deuteronomy 10, verses 12 through 13. And now, Israel, what does the Lord your God ask of you but to fear the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to him, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and to observe the Lord's commands and decrees that I am giving you today for your own good. This is why, everything that he tells us, whether we're able to see it or not, will give us more hope in him. And more hope in him will give us hope in our own life. The more we love him, the more we will be able to gain, because we have to understand that God is in control. The more we love him, the more we understand about eternity, the more we understand the plans he has for us are good, then the more hope we have in our future. There's no reason for us to kill ourselves. There's no way you'd be able to kill yourself when you're able to think, hey, look, there's a hell after this. If I kill myself, then you wouldn't be able to be brought to this if you truly, truly believed in heaven and hell. There's no way you'd be able to kill yourself. This is protecting you. The fear of God will protect you in this life. Just like fear from fire will keep you away from the fire. It will keep you from touching it. Fear from God will protect your life. It is good for you to observe his commands and to follow them. 1 John 5 and 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome. What is burdensome is living in sin. What is burdensome is the sin in our life, the pride and the anger and the uncontrolled anger that we have when we see injustice being done, not knowing that the Bible tells us that vengeance is the Lord's, and he will have his vengeance in this life or the next. We have to understand that with eternity at stake, no one gets away with anything, and everything is playing out for a reason, and all things will work out for the greater good. The Bible also tells us in Isaiah that many people that we think have died and that is an injustice have really been taken away from the evil to come. This gives us more hope when we see things like what really broke this dancer down. We see that, I think within the last 24 hours, he's posted quite a few videos about, social injustice. And the more you get caught up in this thing, the more you get caught up and worried about racism and worried about, officers killing unarmed people, the more you get caught up in this, and you don't believe in God, the more despair and the more hopelessness you're going to have. And it will lead you to this. If you truly have love for people, but you don't believe in God, you have nothing but hopelessness to believe in. There's no hope in, in anybody having justice unless you're going to go do it yourself, and then it's going to lead to more death. So there's no answer in this world. You have to get your answers from God, and this will give you the hope to continue. This is what this man was missing. Condolences to his family, but I don't believe they'll be watching this. So this is for the everyday people that might come across this video. Here in Isaiah 40:31, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and will not faint. Having faith in something eternal, there's no breaking you down. There's no way to stop you when you have your faith in eternal things. I believe King Solomon was the writer of Ecclesiastes, and one thing he came to notice was the vanity of his life, living for success, or what we call success, and living for all these, tangible things that just fade away and they get old. And he started to see this. So in Ecclesiastes 2:11, yet I surveyed all that my hands had done and what I had toiled to achieve. Everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun. He saw that, this was one of the richest kings to ever live, and all the things he had, when you get something new, it's fun for a little while, but guess what? It gets old, then you want something else, and it's just, a never-ending cycle, and it just will never please you. Ecclesiastes 2:21, for a person may labor with wisdom, knowledge, and skill, and then they must leave all they own to another who has not toiled for it. This too is meaningless and a great misfortune. Ecclesiastes 4:16-17, moreover, I saw under the sun that in the place of justice, even there was wickedness, and in the place of righteousness, even there was wickedness. I said in my heart, God will judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time for every matter, for every work. This is the hope that you can have knowing there's God, that even though there's wickedness, even in the justice system here on earth, even what is supposed to be righteousness, there's wickedness here on earth, but you can have hope in the judgment of God, in his righteous judgment, knowing that we have a just Father that is looking over us, and knowing that everything that is happening here is all part of a greater plan for the good. This will give you hope to keep going. 1 Peter chapter 1, 3-9. All praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. It is by his great mercy that we have been born again, because God raised Jesus Christ from the dead. Now we live with great expectation, and we have a priceless inheritance, an inheritance that is kept in heaven for you, pure and undefiled, beyond the reach of change and decay. And through your faith, God is protecting you by his power until you receive this salvation, which is ready to be revealed on the last day for all to see. So to be truly glad, there's a wonderful joy ahead. Even though you must endure many trials for a little while, these trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you much praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus Christ is revealed to the world. You love him, even though you have never seen him. Though you do not see him now, you trust him, and you rejoice with a glorious, inexpressible joy. The reward for trusting him will be salvation of your souls. This is the good news. This is the good news that nothing in this life can stop you. There's no reason to kill yourself. There's no reason to worry about the injustice in this world. God has his handled. Everyone will face judgment. It's important that we worry about our own souls and put our faith in Jesus Christ while we have the chance. And don't let this world take you under. You can't find pleasure that is everlasting in anything. Not family, not community, not money, not success. It's been seen over and over again that these things do not please. These things do not satisfy. We have a God-shaped hole inside of us that needs to be filled. It's important that you build a relationship with your Creator. Something to think about.
You take good care of yourself.